Most goals fail because they're too generic, they're too surface level. Simply stating what you want is merely a wish. But if you set goals well, they can keep feeding you motivation so that you can stick with it for long enough that it will become a reality. I've been coaching and training for almost a decade and have set many goals that amounted to nothing. Until I discovered how to set goals that are so powerful that they lead you down a path to success and rapidly increase your chances of achieving them. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can set goals that are so powerful they increase your likelihood that they will become a reality. By the end of this video, you will have your goal and a plan to how you can turn your dreams into a reality. There are two types of goals you can set. You can set external goals or internal goals. External goals merely focus on the outcome. It focuses on what you want to achieve and what you want. Internal goals focus on yourself, on the process, on the actionable steps that you can actually take and have control over to get you to where you want to be. So for example, if I say, this year I'm going to run a marathon, that's my goal. Versus if I say, for the next 4 months, I'm going to run 3 times a week until the 14th of April when I'm going to run the London Marathon. That is a goal with action. When you make your goals, make them internal goals, stuff you can actually control and take action on. Don't merely just make wishes on what you want, because that's not going to make you make any progress or change anything in your life. So the first step to creating goals is to really identify what you actually want. Yes, everybody wants to lose weight. Everybody wants to look like Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. But what I want you to do is really understand why you want that. What is it that is so painful that you want to go through the trouble of setting goals and the long process to achieve that goal that deeply hurts you if you don't do it? Is it just so you can feel more comfortable in your skin? Or is it just because your girlfriend just broke up with you and you want to make her jealous? Really dig deep into your emotions and into reasons why you want to achieve this, to really uncover what is driving you towards this goal. Once you really understand why you so desperately want this goal, it will be impossible to forget. You'll be so motivated to achieve it, you'll never lose track or lose focus. The second step, you need to understand what you're willing to sacrifice. No goal is too big. If you've never lifted a finger and you want to become an Olympian or you want to race an Ironman, I'm telling you, you should go for it. But you need to understand that there's a lot of sacrifice and a lot of time that will require you to achieve that. Don't expect to do that in 1 year. If that's really your goal, you need to be patient for at least 5 to 10 years. So when you're setting your goals, when you understand what you deeply want, you need to understand what you're actually willing to sacrifice to achieve it. So if your goal is to lose weight or build muscle, some of the sacrifices that you might need to make are no more sugar, or going to the gym 3 to 4 hours a week, not going out with your friends on a weekend, not ordering a takeaway on Fridays. These are some of the sacrifices that you're going to have to take. And if you're not willing to do that, I'd say just make your goal a little bit smaller. The bigger the goal, the greater the sacrifices and the bigger the amount of patience that you're going to need. So when you set your goals, don't just mindlessly state what you want. Understand what it's going to take to get there and ask yourself, are you willing to make the sacrifices necessary to do it? Once you know what it takes, then you can start planning out how you're actually going to achieve it. So let's say you want to lose weight. You need to assess how much you currently weigh and what your goal weight is going to be, and then what all the stages you need to hit in between where you are to where you want to be. So if you're currently 100 kilos and you want to be 90 kilos, and your goal is to do that in 6 months, you need to have a target each month to lose a certain amount of weight so you remain on track and you're actually progressing towards your goal. And it's not just something minorly you're going to deal with in the future. So set these small targets, be realistic, and understand that goals don't get achieved linearly. Meaning it's not always a clear path. There's ups and downs and there's setbacks. So understand what the setbacks may be and how you can accommodate for them. Then you need to assess your current behaviors. What are the behaviors that got you where you are now? And what are the behaviors that it's going to take for you to achieve what you want to achieve? If you want to be an Olympian, for example, I'd say look at an Olympic athlete's life and what are some things that they do that help them towards their goal, and what can you steal and put into your life? Likewise, you should assess your current life and what are the things that are holding you back that you should get rid of in order for you to achieve your goal. grab a pen and paper or use your notes in your phone. By the end of this video, you will have your goal and a plan to how you can turn your dreams into a reality. You can do anything you want. It's not about the size of the goal, it's about the size of the patience and the discipline that you're willing to apply to that goal. When creating your roadmap, take into consideration the magnitude of your goal and the sacrifices that you're willing or not willing to take. So step 1, what do you want? Be very specific. Write down, I want goal by time because deep emotional why. For example, I want to be at 15% body fat by September 1st because I'm sick of being the outer shape one my friends make fun of. Step 2, write down the sacrifices that you would need to make for this to be a reality. To achieve goal by time, I will have to specific sacrifice and track every time. For example, to achieve 15% body fat by September 1st, I will have to wake up at 6 a.m. every day to go to the gym before work and will consume less than 20 grams of sugar a day and track my macros in MyFitnessPal after every meal. Step 3, what you need to do to make this a reality. To achieve goal by time, I will need to achieve halfway goal by time, which means I need to target every time. So for example, to achieve 15% body fat by September 1st, I will need to achieve less than 20% body fat by June 1st, which means I need to lose 1% body fat every month. Step 4, what habits do you need to start or stop? Pick a maximum of 2 to begin with and write it down as following. I name, will do habit, how often, at time, in location, for duration. For example, I, Toby, will train 3 times per week at 6 a.m. Monday, Wednesdays and Fridays at my home gym for 3 months. Step 5, what will hold you back and how will you overcome it? Write this down. When setback occurs, common time or place, I will overcome it by how. For example, when I feel unmotivated at 6 a.m. before the gym, I will watch a specific YouTube video to reignite motivation back into me. So the question is now, how badly do you want it? If you want it bad enough, write down your specific goal, your specific plan, and start taking action today. Don't waste months of swimming into the current and end up going nowhere in 6 months. If you are serious about achieving your goals, I want to invite you to join the Begin Fit community. I run a community for beginners that is designed to help you gain clarity and provide you with unmatched accountability so that you can easily stay motivated and focused on your goals without being overwhelmed or confused by the process. Within the community, you will have access to a goal builder, just like the one we went through, that will make it much simpler and clearer to set your goals for success. There is also a goal board to post your goals to ensure you remain focused and stay motivated for long enough for them to become a reality. We also have habit builders so that taking action is simple, clear, and actionable, and you can start right away. We also have a habit tracker for you to build streaks so that motivation is endless and you actually make progress without wasting months of going nowhere. And last but not least, we have an accountability pod for you to connect with like-minded people who have similar goals to you, and you can help hold each other accountable so that it's almost impossible for you to give up on your goals. If you have goals but are struggling to make progress, you can join our free community today and start filling out your goal card, post your goal to the goal board, build habits, and start getting accountability for your goals to become a reality. If you would like to join for free, you can click the link below and apply to join the Begin Fit community.